Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Superman Crypto. Your host, Superman in the house, man to man. It's getting close, folks. The next protocol to launch in the ecosystem. It's not really a protocol. It's really a one-off Bitcoin inscription or ordinals, Bitcoin ordinals, 100 of them, a pretty exclusive club. And of course, it's going to be a massive burn. Let me know in the video description what you think the total amount of burn for 100 of these ordinals are going to be worth. These Zen Knights are going to be worth. Let us know. But with the big news, of course, it is counting down, folks. We're only 15 hours and 55 minutes until the bidding opens. And remember, it's going to last for 72 hours. It's going to be a pretty big deal here. You can see just a little bit of selection of 10 of them that are going to be in the house. So it's pretty cool. All 100 is going to be up. So the FAQ is sitting there as well. So that's like it's got a bit more on the FAQ. And we might go through a few of those. The bids, of course, this is where the bid is. You got the rank, the taproot address, the bid amount, and Zen. Obviously, the Zen's getting burnt. Only the winner's bid gets burned on each Zen Knight ordinal, and of course the actions as well. You got the actions in there as well. You can filter and stuff like that. So this is counting down. Only 16 hours to go. So it's today, folks. It's today. So good luck to you if you're bidding on that. I know that on Senzu's channel has got videos on how to do that. So if you want to bid on this, go watch Senzu. And of course, or I think Mate Jack may have some on his official channel as well. Pretty cool. So there are FAQs though about all the different questions. So definitely check that out. All the links will be in the video description, of course, and get in there if you're going to do that. You do need a Bitcoin wallet, and Sparrow Wallet is the one that they use. Sparrow Wallet there. So to get an address that you need to have them sent, back to. But there are other addresses that you need to use there with the Taproot format with the BC1. So pretty cool. But in terms of bidding on it, you need to bid with it with the Zen and connect your wallet up and all that sort of stuff. So kind of cool. All right, so definitely check that out. Let's get into, we'll kind of come back to that later on if we've got enough time. Let's jump into the results at the moment. We've got obviously Zen at the moment just doing very well. I mean, had a massive run up here on the hourly. We see that we're sort of zigzag down to just under 5,000, getting back over to 5,400. So the zigzagging here. Currently, we're at 5,100 on the price there, down 3.8% on the 24 hours. So just a nice little consolidation cooling period with obviously Zen Knights about to launch big Zen burn. So it's going to create another demand for Zen. Pretty cool. So at the moment, what we've got Zen NFTs. We've got DB Zen, and we're going to have 3 days of this Zen Knight. So it's pretty big. So you've had 346 buys, so 49% have been buyers. The sell volume there, 1.3% sell versus 1.2% buy on the top trading pair here, and that's 54% on sell volume. Sitting at 2.7 million liquidity, which is pretty awesome, and multi-million-dollar trading values. Got to be pretty happy with that. Looking really good. So let's go to the daily on the chart here. That is the daily, looking very strong indeed. And obviously with the Zen Knights launching in 16 hours at a time, more bullish stuff there. How much will be bid? Let us know in the comment section. Really love to see your view on that. Very, very cool. Let's look at the, I think that's it. We're going to look at that. So it's looking really good. We've got obviously the Zen Knights coming up. These Zen Knights looking really stylish as well. So cool. Let's have a look at the supply numbers. Yeah, we did go below 8.7 trillion yesterday, but we had a big day come out over the weekend. Remember, we had I think it was 108 billion for the Sunday. So it's important to remember. And of course, that gets minted over a period of time. We also had total state went up to 1.6, close to 1.6 trillion. That's just come off. So stakes have come out. So it's gone into liquid. So if you're wondering where that's coming from the liquid here, but we still have bid burning going through the DBZN and a little bit going through the Zen Turbo, the Zen NFTs. But of course, we're about to have that Zen Knights come on too. So keep a tab on this number here with the burning. The other thing, of course, we're entering the next 5 days, going to have a low mint. So we're going to scroll right down to the bottom there to see how the low mint is going to be over the next 7 days. And you can see the low mint is going to be pretty small. We've already had 1 day come out 51 billion, so that's low. Tuesday, the next day is going to be 41, then 40.5, 46, and 44. So those are particularly low minting days. So if we go to all, and you can see that those days are pretty small. Look at them, how small they are compared to other days coming up there. So very, very cool there. Low amount of mints coming, maybe 220 billion during the next 5 days, with that 51 billion coming out over the next, say, 24 hours is kind of approximate there. The results for the end of day 16, we've got an increase in liquidity of 70 billion. We don't have that. We've had a lot of decreases, but we had an increase. And the reason why is because, yeah, we had spectacular burn. And that's really key. So the burn yesterday on the 15th was 113, but we had spectacular burn on the 16th. So regardless of the fact that new liquidity has been added on, 131 billion is burned. That's the key metric. And 50 billion came out of staking. That's where we got that number. 50 billion came out, as I indicated before. So really, really cool day, though. That Zen may get staked or it may get burned for the Zen Knights. Or maybe it goes into DBZen. We will find out over the next 24 hours. So let's have a look at the numbers here. We're at 60.4% on the liquidity, trying to head towards that 60% mark. And I think we're going to get there probably by tomorrow, is my guess. It's not out of the bounds, given the Zen Knights is launching, maybe the next day. It's going to be fun to see. And after we hit that, of course, we're potentially going to head towards 50%. That's the key there. So we've got 3.9 trillion burned, and that's 26.7%. We've got 1.529 trillion staked. That's 10.5%, and 2.39% penalties, which is up slightly from yesterday, which was 2.38. So kind of cool. We look at the all-time trends. The trend is your friend, and we can see we've got this parabolic sort of exponential looking Zen burn. And the staking there just cooling off at the moment, but is on an uptrend still. And of course, the penalties there just on an uptrend as well. So there's the penalties that people don't even mint the Zen, they forget about it or something like that. So that's kind of cool. We're sitting at 86.86 trillion for future minted, but of course, if 2.4% of that never hits the market, that sort of lowers that as well. So good times, and we'll have a lot more protocols and stuff up and running. Let's have a look at the daily mints. Daily mints have absolutely rocketed with the bullishness of the Zen price. As we can see, as Zen is just rocketing up, it attracts a lot of attention. And of course, we've had massive mints. Now, the Gwei has not been friendly. The Gwei is up in the mid-20s most of the time. Yeah, if you've been able to get 23 Gwei, some people are still hunting for 18 Gwei, which is kind of like the bottom end if you're lucky. But 25 Gwei is definitely is the case because, ETH is bullish and price is $2,100 and so forth. Now, 158,800 mints in the last 24 hours. Amazing. So if you've already minted, you got stuff that you're going to claim later on. You're making, good increases in value from that because of all the mints you get paid as well as the people minting. So pretty neat on that one. So there we are. We're up to almost 11 million on global rank on Ethereum. Pretty awesome. All right. So that is the big news there. Big mints, bullish mints, and of course, people jumping on board. That's adoption, isn't it? It's adoption. So nice. Jumping to DBZen or DXN, we see the price has really rallied strongly, sitting at $70. That's a pretty nice, strong position to be in. As you can see, the daily chart there, we're up 0.5% on the 24 hours. 281 buys, 135 sells, so that's terrific. 67% of the buys, which is nice. The sell volume just slightly stronger though, 531,000, so 51% on the sell side, just slightly stronger than buys. But nice little strengthening positioning here. We had a bullish little hammer doji candle from the looks of it yesterday. We're sitting at $800,000 of liquidity, so sitting quite strong there is DXN. Looking at the protocol, let's have a look at the protocol. Let's refresh and get the latest and greatest and see what we got out of yesterday's burn. Yeah, so look at this uptrend that we've had. So we bottomed out at 780 and moved all the way up to 115 billion yesterday on the DBZen protocol. Isn't that awesome? And of course, we're down here. Just started a new day. We're only on 8.5 at the moment, but we've got 13 hours left to go until the end of the DBZen current cycle, which has got 8.6 billion Zen burned so far. So early time for that. Now, the cool thing is that in total burn, since DBZen's been running for 25 days, we've had almost 2.1 trillion Zen burned through the DBZen protocol, which is $10.6 million at the current price of Zen. So amazing. Almost 2,200 unique minters as well participating in the DApp. And of course, today so far 102 minters so far in this cycle. Pretty cool. Some of the big moves, of course, that you would be watching are some of the big whales that have been minting in all time in the top 100 all time. Definitely watch some of their behavior as they try to protect their percentages as well. So this top wallet here seems to have gone up from 8% to 10%. So definitely lots of whale games going on there too. They like to come in later in the day as well. So kind of cool at the moment. Now, if we're looking at this one, you can see all the Gweis that they've been getting. Given the Gweis moved up into the 20s, from the teens to the 20s, you can see the Gweis that these people have been entering in the current cycle of DBZen. Talk about mid to high 20s. We even got a 32 there. That's a lot of significant difference in the entry cost. Just remember that. And so forth. So if you look at this one here was 500,000. This was 500,000. They burned both the same. Sorry, 500 million. They both burned half a billion. And this one got 25 grand. Cost them $3,100 in transaction costs. This one only cost them $2,800. There's a $300 difference, just over $300 difference there as an entry fee. So it's a big difference, right? And then of course the rewards, respectively, getting the same rewards. They've got the same percentage. So this one here, getting low weight, is important. So getting low weight is a big part of the strategy there for that too. So that's called DBZN. Now DBZN also gets burned through the Elon meme coin protocol as well. We're going to talk about that in a second. So you can either go through the DBZN protocol, which is the standard one, and of course the amount in the auction of DXN each day goes down by 0.2%. It's currently 9,512. And of course, or you can now go through the official Zen website now, which now has a preview of DBZN as well. So you can do batches and stuff like that on the website. Just pretty cool. So that's a preview at the moment though. Just take that into account. So we'll look at that later on. But that's definitely, it's just growing. Now Exxon, of course, is doing well as well. It's all basically up at 7,000. So 7,000, up 3.2%, 120% trades, 57% of the trades are buys. And the buy volume there, 54%, 102K over 84K. Liquidity are still growing, but it's 128,000 in liquidity Exelon pool, which is pretty cool. So nice on that one. I don't know if I've got the website up for that, but that is, you can go to the website and have a check that out. I did that yesterday. Let's have a look at Jack Levin's updates though, because pretty awesome. And let's have a look at the last so-and-so hours, because he's highlighted quite a few. Let me just put that video. Let me just go back down here to his last updates, because there's a very important one. This one here, 20 hours ago, web app usage update. As I always say, adoption's key, right? We see that in the minting numbers, but the web app usage, so his web app usage update 20 hours ago, between March the 16th and April the 14th, so about a month, you got active users. So this is versus the previous month. Active users 105,000, up 80% over the month on month. Amazing. And of course, new users up 72,000, up 123%. Awesome stuff. So that's really bullish, a growth there. Love it. What else there? I'm going to jump through some of this. We got nice, cool little testimony there about Zen, I guess. Jack Levin there, give DBZN a try on X1 chain. And of course, that is a preview. And I showed you that preview. So that's not up yet on, obviously, the chain, but on the X1 chain. The preview of this, you can log on to that and play. So that's kind of cool. What else? Users preview if you want to get on the X1 chain there. So that is the preview I've shown you there. What else? Recent Zen rally spikes minting activity, even with higher gas costs. And I said that, gas is moving in the 20s, but we've had an absolute boom in the number of minting, new miners minting, which is awesome for the ecosystem in the future. So very, very cool for that. What else there? Jack set up a dashboard of the DBZN on X1 chain. Now you can see your free XN airdrops to play with, to play free with Zen and DXN tokens on DevNet, which is pretty cool. I'll have a quick look at this link. DBZN X1 DevNet. So you can see all that in there too. So pretty cool. Lots of nice updates there. What else we got going in here? Example of why absolute supply of the token doesn't matter, adoption does. And of course, DBXN Borg burn, 2 billion, what was it? 2 trillion, over 2 trillion. We talked about that for DBZN, so amazing. What else is in here that we've got updates from Jack 5 hours ago? Zen has predictable terminal inflation, unlike the US dollar. Funny enough, I bought a car 20 years ago for 11,000, which sold today for 8,000. It's pretty funny. Lots of social stuff from Jack Levin. 1 hour ago, vision for X1 EVM chain, no master keys. That's bullish. That's cool for the X1 chain, and so forth. So, and obviously we've got the Zen Nights coming up, which is bullish too. Jumping over to Exelon, of course, Exelon here, which is pretty cool. You can go to the website if you're going to, burn some Zen for some Exelon meme coins. That's pretty bullish. So you can check that out. Let's have a look on here, some of the updates. We're now verified on Etherscan. So Exelon is verified on Etherscan. So you can actually see that there. It's got the verification tick. So congratulations to Exelon Mars. Going to retweet that. Cool. So that is the highlights there from Exelon. Now, in terms of, we talked about obviously DBZen, obviously burning a ton of Zen, but also the Zen NFTs, right, which was the first launch. And you can see that all the X unicorns are gone on Ethereum, but rares are starting to climb. 319 out of 4,000 people have to burn Zen for that. And you got Epochs, Legendary, and Exotic NFTs. And they're pretty cool too. You can also see those on obviously Zen Turbo, which we often check out on the dashboards. They've got Zen NFT dashboards and things like that. So there's lots of details around that. But I thought that was pretty cool. We are getting burning from that, and of course you can see that on the dashboard here under Zen NFT dashboard or Zen Burn, which is kind of cool. We'll go to the Zen Burn dashboard there. Actually, you might go to the Zen NFT dashboard. Hopefully that's going to populate. See what that does. Take a second. So that's going pretty well as well. So more burning, but of course we've got the Zen Nights coming up, which is going to be burning the third protocol, or at least the 3 days it's going to last. It's going to be cool. Now Phoenix, of course, is coming up after the Zen Nights. We've got Phoenix coming up, and of course that's going to be a couple of weeks away. I understand. I think it's launching on Polygon first, and then other chains after that, including Avalanche and ETH and other chains like that. So it's kind of cool. BNB and things, so cool like that. So that's pretty neat. The audit's been going very well, pretty much done. We covered that yesterday, so stay tuned for that because that's going to be pretty cool. Here's kind of the front page India. So looking forward to the DApp when it launches, and a couple of weeks away from this. So that's going to burn more Zen majorly. This is kind of a mix of different protocols. So we'll talk more about this in the future, but definitely Zen ecosystem keeps growing and growing and growing, which is pretty awesome. But in any case, we're down under 16 hours to go for the Zen Nights, and that's bullish. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be really epic. Now we've got back here on the Zen NFT dashboard, we've got all the burns happening for all the different chains. But on the Ethereum chain, looking at 1.5 trillion burn, 1.5 trillion burn, which is pretty amazing, and 2.1 trillion for the DBZen burn. So you can sort of see it's a big deal. 14.5% of the supply is burned with these top NFTs, which are pretty neat. All right, let us jump away. I think that's pretty much it on the highlights. We've got so much good stuff coming. The Zen burns, these bids are going to be pretty fun. 16 hours to go, so get yourself ready for that. Get through the FAQ. There's lots of cool questions here that you can check out. How will the auction work? In total, 100 Zen Night ordinals will be auctioned to the highest bidder. The auction will take place on the Ethereum blockchain. Bids will be in Zen. For a bid to be considered a successful bid, the bid must be sent to the Zen, sent in Zen and must be received prior to the end of the auction. The user must also provide a Taproot address. That's where you need a Bitcoin wallet that when making the bid. Zen from the top 100 winning bids will be burned. If a user is not within the top 100 bids at the end of the auction, the bidder's Zen can be reclaimed, so you can reclaim that back if you don't win the auction. When will it take place? Obviously, the auction is taking place now, and it will be concluded after 72 hours. So we've got 15 hours and 37 minutes till it starts, so it's pretty big there. The artist, of course, is xnight.eth, is the artist that created them, which is pretty cool. And, of course, what are inscriptions? I've done a video on that the other day. But inscriptions are NFTs that live on the Bitcoin blockchain, and they're pretty much tied to a Satoshi on the smallest unit of a Bitcoin. Do Zen Nights have rarity? Yes, the top winning bid will receive the most rare Zen Night, and so on. So the top bid wins the most rare NFT. Just remember that. So that's great. How will the Zen Night ordinals be distributed? Sometime after the auction has ended, the Zen team will distribute the winning bidders with their respective Zen Night ordinals. So that's kind of cool. Have they subscribed? Yes, within the first 500,000 inscriptions, which is pretty cool. So I indicated yesterday they may be in the 300,000s, possibly it's slightly lower, but in the first 500,000 is pretty cool. There are now over 1.1 million inscriptions in supply, and that's only going to go up over time. So pretty cool. What else there? Let's jump through some of that. Why should I have a Taproot? Present, if you keep your Zen Night ordinal with other Bitcoin holdings, you risk accidentally transferring the inscribed Satoshi in the normal course of using your Bitcoin. Wallets do not currently support the transfer of individual Satoshis. You're responsible for safely holding your wallet, so you do need to have a Taproot address. Just remember that. What happens to the Zen if I'm holding the top 100 and I win? All bids are sent to a smart contract. The winning bids will be burned. So that's pretty much it. Let's have a look here. I'm just trying to look at some of these. What do bidders need to participate in the auction? An ETH address with ETH in order to pay for transactions, any amount of Zen, an empty self-custody Taproot Bitcoin address. This address, the receiving address, will be used to receive the inscription the bidder placed is successful. So you do need that so that they can actually send it to you and you can hold it in your Bitcoin wallet with the Taproot address. So that's pretty cool. Who's eligible to participate is everybody. Everyone's eligible. What happens if there's a bid for the same amount? Whichever bid is received first is assigned the higher place. So that's important to know. Can bids increase during the auction? Yes, by clicking the increase my bid button, a bidder can increase the bid. The receiving Taproot address has to match the receiving bid address from the first bid in order to increase such a bid. So remember that. Can bids be cancelled? No, bids can't be cancelled. Can bids be decreased? No, bids cannot be decreased. You can only increase your bids. So very exciting. They're coming up, folks, in 15 and a half hours. Hope you guys enjoy that. I'll leave the link in the video description. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Look forward to all your comments. I answered them all. So catch you on the next one. Bye for now.